The energy crisis in Europe is one of the biggest challenges currently facing the continent. With growing demand for energy and dependence on fossil fuels, Europe finds itself in a delicate situation, facing interruptions in energy supply, rising prices, and increasing environmental pressures. This crisis not only threatens the well-being of European citizens but also has significant implications for the economy and national security. In this context, it becomes crucial to explore the causes and consequences of the energy crisis in Europe and seek sustainable and effective solutions to ensure safe and accessible energy supply for all. If you're enjoying this topic, leave a like because we're preparing more incredible content you won't want to miss. Deal? Now let's get to the point. Europe is currently facing an energy crisis, characterized by rising natural gas prices that have impacted various sectors of the economy and affected the daily lives of citizens. One of the main causes of the energy crisis is the increased demand for natural gas, resulting from the resumption of economic activities after the COVID-19 pandemic and the harsh winter in the Northern Hemisphere. In addition, the energy transition to renewable sources is demanding an increase in energy storage capacity and infrastructure investments, which takes time and greater resources. Another factor contributing to the crisis is the scarcity of natural gas supply in Europe. Domestic gas production has been declining for years, while gas imports from other regions, such as Russia, have faced difficulties due to geopolitical issues and the increasing global demand for natural gas. The reality is that Europe has a costly and unstable electrical matrix that is dependent on imports. This panorama has made the European energy supply dependent on the Russians and their president, Vladimir Putin. Therefore, the interruption of natural gas supply by Russia, which is one of Europe's main gas suppliers, has aggravated the energy crisis. Tensions between Russia and Ukraine have led to cuts in gas supply through pipelines that cross the country, which has generated instability in Europe's energy supply. At the same time, as a response to the war in Ukraine, Europe chose to reduce gas purchases from Russia. In contrast, it increased imports of liquefied natural gas, LNG, from other nations, mainly from the United States, but at a much higher cost. In August 2022, the price of gas in Europe reached a record high, reaching €319.98 per MWh, or 10 times more expensive than the same period the previous year. Although prices have stabilized in the following months, the scenario is still worrying and unstable. In fact, the energy crisis in Europe has had a significant impact not only on people, but also on businesses in the region. One of the main consequences is the increase in production costs, as many industries rely on gas as a source of energy or raw material for their products. In these situations, it is common for a ripple effect to occur in the economy, as the increase in production costs leads to companies passing on these values to end consumers, increasing the prices of products and services. As a result, there is a reduction in demand, as consumers may opt for cheaper products or even avoid purchases of non-essential items. Another impact is the reduction of European companies' competitiveness in the global market. With high gas prices, European companies are struggling to compete with companies from other regions that have access to cheaper sources of energy. This can lead to a loss of market share and a decrease in the ability of European companies to generate profits. In fact, some chemical companies in Europe had to stop producing fertilizers due to the lack of natural gas and power cuts. In this scenario affecting the old continent, what measures are being taken by governments to collaborate and mitigate the energy crisis? If you are enjoying the video so far, feel free to subscribe to the channel. This way, you will stay up to date on upcoming content. One of the main measures taken by governments is to encourage the population to save energy through awareness campaigns and energy use restrictions during peak hours. In this regard, in 2022, the British government set a maximum price that cut the cost of energy and natural gas sold to industries by half. The German government announced the nationalization of Uniper, the country's largest gas importer, through a rescue plan to prevent the company from going bankrupt. In May 2022, Brussels presented the REPowerEU plan, aimed at ending dependence on fossil fuels from Russia as soon as possible and meeting European carbon neutrality targets by 2050. According to a Belgian survey conducted and published in March 2023, more than €792 billion have already been allocated to contain the crisis across Europe. The investigation also shows that nearly €270 billion were from Germany. Another important measure is cooperation between European countries, both in sharing resources and coordinating energy policies. The goal is to ensure the stability of the European energy system and avoid interruptions in energy supply. In addition, many governments are investing in renewable technologies, such as solar and wind power, to increase energy production capacity and reduce dependence on fossil fuels. In this sense, we can say that the use of batteries is already a reality. The problem is that for now they are too expensive and do not have the capacity to store all the necessary energy demand. In the race for clean energy, hydrogen and green ammonia are also being used, but they also have limitations and need more time to become competitive energy sources. New hydroelectric plants are also considered an alternative, although the available water resources of G20 countries are scarce. Diversifying the energy mix, investing in different energy sources can help ensure a more stable and secure supply. Regardless of the solution, whether it is to increase natural gas stocks, build new import infrastructure, or other possible paths, the reality is that they are slow processes that take time. And in the meantime, the cascade effect caused by the energy crisis can worsen the economic situation and ultimately cause a recession in the old continent. Many Europeans see the current crisis as the result of a shortage of fossil fuels, which is mainly caused by the war between Russia and Ukraine, rather than as an energy crisis rooted in the transition to alternative energy sources. In turn, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has stated that the Union of European countries will require a profound reform of the electricity market to address rising prices. Ursula von der Leyen has also made it clear that in addition to the immediate crisis, we must think about the future. The current electricity market model no longer does justice to consumers, who should benefit from low-cost renewable energies. She also added, it is necessary to disconnect electricity prices from the dominant influence of gas. In summary, the energy crisis in Europe is the result of a complex combination of factors that include an increase in energy demand, scarcity of supply, and interruption of natural gas supply. These factors have led to a rise in gas prices and have impacted various sectors of the economy and citizens' daily lives. Investing in renewable energy sources and energy storage technologies, as well as improving energy efficiency and diversifying the energy mix, are possible solutions. But the truth is that no one knows how and when this story will end. So, what do you think is the best way for Europe to overcome the current energy crisis? Were you already familiar with the issue? We would love to hear your opinion in the comments. Thanks for watching another video, and we'll see you in the next one.